everyone, it's Justine, and today I'm participating in a Harry Potter blog hop that I organized with a couple of my favorite crafty friends who are also Harry Potter fans. The card I make has a really cool background. I'm not 100% sure if I'm actually a fan of the card itself. I was kind of debating about recreating it, but the background was so cool I had to share. So I'm going in with some Oxide inks here, some Distress Oxides with my blending tool, and I'm going to be using a couple of different colors. I'm going to be going in with my black soot and faded jeans to create a night sky background. Now I'm going in with the black dark color right now, really darkening up that night sky, but I wanted to add a little bit of contrast as well, so I went in with that faded jeans color in order to give it some brightness and color and make it a more realistic night sky with different shades of darkness. So I went in on pretty much the bottom 2/3 of the card with the faded jeans, and I kind of left some of those white spaces as well because I think they look really cool. Once I was finished blending the black into the blue, I went over the entire card again with the black, and that just gives the different contrast between the night sky in black and then the bottom with the blue. So once I finished that background, I cleaned off my mat here, and I'm going to be working on some foiling. So I'm going to grab this stencil here from Holtz, as well as some transfer gel from Therm, and I'm going to be laying down some of this onto my stencil here, and I'm going to go ahead and let that dry. So using my palette knife here, I am going to spread over the Therm transfer gel, and this allows the foil to actually melt on top of it when I put it through a laminator. So I'm just going through smoothing it all out, making sure that all the layers are even here. And then I'm going to go ahead and move the stencil over, because unfortunately the stencil isn't the same size as my cardstock. So I was able to put that piece there, that border there in between those two spaces, and I didn't have any issues when I lifted it up of any sort of the trees getting messed up or anything. And I'm going to have this really great outline in which the trees are going to come out when I finish foiling in a foiled black look. I'm really excited to try out black foil as I've never tried it before. Now, once it's all dry, it'll actually dry on clear, and then it'll be ready to put through my laminator. So I let that sit for about a half an hour. I stuck it into some parchment paper with some black foil facing up, so the black foil is facing up on the image, and I sent it through my laminator twice. And I decided to warm up my hands while I was at it. Once it comes out of the actual foil itself, it looks super cool, and I'm able to see what those trees look like. So once I pull back, everywhere where that transfer gel was, I am going to have the night sky, and then the trees are going to be the color that I distress inked earlier, and you can see the shine on that. It looks super cool. So once I was finished that background, I mounted it onto a piece of white cardstock, and I went in with a white gel pen and just placed random dots all over the card. I thickened up certain areas I wasn't too much of a fan of, and I added the night stars onto the sky, in between the trees where you can see it. I think this looks kind of cool. I'm not really sure if this is actually accurate in any way, shape, or form, because technically the stars wouldn't be in the trees themselves, but I like the way that it looks, and I don't think anybody's going to look and scrutinize it in such detail as me. I then took a piece of white paper and I put a circle die through it so that it created sort of a half circle once I had finished die cutting it. I'm going to use this as the moon. So again, from an actual realistic standpoint, this card makes no sense. The stars are inside the trees, the half moon is somehow in front of the trees, but I just like the overall appearance. I thought the background was too cool not to share. So I went ahead and I stamped the Wizard Friends stamp from Kindred Stamps. Now they have some really cool stamps on their website, like sort of a Golden Girls theme. They have a wizard theme. I even got some stamps that are similar to the Hocus Pocus characters for Halloween. And they're just really cool. And although they're not technically Harry Potter brand or anything due to copyright, they are a little bit similar in the fact that they're wizards. So I went ahead and stamped the word always on the front of the card. Any true Harry Potter fan will get that Snape and Lily Potter reference, and I'm going to attach that to my card, but I want to go ahead and color it first. Now I'm no expert in Copic coloring at all. I just go over the entire image that I'm going to color in the lightest shade. I add my shadows in the darkest and blend out using the medium and light colors again. I wanted to use the colors of Gryffindor for the three of them to make them Ron, Harry, and Hermione. Now, of course, this blog hop is not affiliated in any way with Harry Potter or Warner Brothers. I just wanted to make that clear. So once I was finished coloring, and if you want to learn a little bit more about coloring, I've been taking classes from Kit and Clowder lately, and I've been enjoying myself completely with coloring lately. So I was really happy to get this all colored, and I'll link to them below in the video description as well. So I attached this here onto my card, and as I said, from a nature standpoint, this card makes no sense, but I do kind of love it, and I love the background. I think it's so cool. Just wait and check out what the others have created for the hop. I've seen the cards, they are unbelievable. And we have some prizes. So they are all giving away their own things on their blog. And on my blog, I am giving away this notebook here that says, "Words are, in my not so humble opinion, the most inexhaustible source of magic." That was said by Albus Dumbledore. And it's just a blank page notebook here. And I'm also going to be giving away this original card here. So if you know a little bit about Harry Potter, the author J.K. Rowling lived in Edinburgh as she wrote the series, and I used to live there, and I was visiting again this past summer, and I went down to the Harry Potter shop, which just opened, and I just have some pictures here for you if you want to check it out. And they had all sorts of merchandise and really cool things, so I picked up those two things from the shop. So they're specifically from Scotland. They're from the original Harry Potter shop here and on Victoria Street, which was the sort of the inspiration for Diagon Alley, and just some really cool photos, really cool merchandise, and I managed to snag this really cool wooden box here. So I hope you enjoyed the blog hop. Don't forget to check out my blog as well as the other hoppers so that you can win prizes. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, head over to the right. Over on the left, you can reach my blog, and down below there are more videos that you can watch. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have an awesome weekend.